Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Friday, July 31st. Looking back at yesterday, man, I can say yesterday was truly a heartbreaking day. I might have aged like 10 years yesterday. First of all, the Pirates were not three-leg parlay. They had a bunch of runners in scoring position throughout the game, refused to score, lose in the bottom of the ninth. Then we go 2 for 3 on both of our three-leg parlays. Our first three-leg parlay, the Yankees did us in. Those guys refused to score the whole game, lose in overtime. Then our final three-leg parlay, we go 2 for 3 on that one as well. Needed the Dodgers-Mariners game to go over 8.5. At 3 different points in that game, the bases were loaded and no runs were scored. Absolutely heartbreaking day. We really did not have the best July. Coming off a crazy good June, we made over $3 grand. This month, it has not been the best, and we had a bunch of days off with the All-Star break, but we got one more day to set July right. And you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here on tap today. Guys, games also get started nice and early, 2 o'clock start. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them, the first week is free. Also at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Yankees in Chicago taking on the Cubs. We got Will Warren on the mount for the Yankees. We got Shota Imanaga on the mount for the Cubs. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Will Warren on the mount for the Yankees. This guy has not been good in the second half up to this point. He has an ERA sitting close to 5s in 3 starts made since the break. On the road this season, over 12 road starts, Will Warren has an ERA sitting at 5.15. He has been terrible in his road starts this season, not to mention left-handed batters this season is batting .270 against Will Warren. His primary pitch is the sinker. Guys like Michael Bush, PCA, all match up really well against them. Overall, my breakdown, I see Will Warren struggling in this game. This might be his last start as a Yankee. I don't know if the Yankees want to keep him out there super long on the mount. Not to mention this Yankees bullpen is incredibly taxed coming into it. My overall breakdown, I see Will Warren going 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs before we get to this Yankees bullpen, which is incredibly taxed. Remember the last 2 days out, they were playing the White Sox, so it's not like they have a far travel day. But remember the last 2 days, the games went into overtime. They've been using up the bullpens. I'm expecting the Yankees bullpen arms that's going to be available to come in this game, give up another run or 2. Look, on the other side, we got Shota Imanaga on the mount. This guy's been really good this season for the Cubs. Since the All-Star break, he's been dominant. As a matter of fact, even right before the All-Star break, in Shota's last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 1.15, averaging 12.5 Ks per 9 innings. Walk rate is really low, has really good splits versus lefties. He's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup stacked with lefties here today. 6 projected left-handed bats in the lineup. As long as he could pitch around Paul Goldschmidt, who's killing left-handed pitching, I can see Imanaga coming out here having a dominant game, going about 6 or 7 innings where he gives up a run before we get to this Cubs bullpen. Also very taxed coming into it. They're deep in a decent bullpen in the last 2 weeks, but incredibly taxed. I see the arms coming in, letting up another run or 2. Looking at the weather, very hitter-friendly weather. We have at least 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, close to 85 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking PCA of the Cubs to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Pirates in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Paul Skeens on the mount for the Pirates. We got Hunter Green on the mount for the Reds. Alright, getting into this game here today, we got Paul Skeens on the mount for the Pirates. Everybody's acting like he's not good this year. I mean, I guess by his own standards, if you have like a career 2.20 ERA, you come in with a 3.60 ERA this season, people might say you fell off a bit, but still one of the best pitchers in the majors. Like I said, 3.65 ERA, 106 whip, has one of the best strikeout to walk ratios in the majors. Despite being a right-handed pitcher, he does not struggle versus left-handed bats. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds lineup who's only projected to have 3 lefties in the lineup. Not to mention, in the last 30 games played versus right-handed pitching, this is a bottom 10 team in the majors. Their strikeout numbers have also been going up in the last 30 games played. Versus in their last 7 games played versus right-handed pitching, the Reds lineup is averaging 12 strikeouts. We saw Gavin Williams of the Guardians get 12 Ks against them. Then guys like Dustin May and Brandon Pfaadt, who are not strikeout pitchers, got 8 Ks against them. I see Paul Skeens coming out here today, working the Ks, having a dominant performance against the Reds, going about 6 to 7 innings where he gives up a run, if not shutout baseball, before we get to this terrible Pirates bullpen, not to mention their tax coming into it. The arm slot's going to be available for the Pirates. I see them coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Hunter Green on the mound for the Reds. This guy last season, for the prior seasons, he's been one of the best pitchers, but he's only made 4 starts up to this point. He's really not good. He comes into it with a 7.06 ERA, whip sitting at 156. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup, top 5 team in the majors versus right-handed pitching, but since the All-Star break, the bats have gone ice cold. That was highlighted by yesterday's game where terrible Rhett Lauder went out there and handled this Pirates lineup. Looking at the overall pitching match breakdown and matchups here today for Hunter Green, I could still see him struggling a bit against, once again here today. The fact that this Pirates team has the ability to stack the lefties is going to give him a problem. Not to mention their strikeout numbers aren't as high as Hunter Green would like it to have a dominant performance. Hunter Green is also at his best when he's able to work the Ks. My overall breakdown for Green, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs before we get to this Reds bullpen. They've been playing much better of late, but they're still bad. They're still slightly taxed coming into it. I see the arms available for the Reds coming in this one, giving up another run or 2. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this game rated as the 3rd best offensive game on the schedule. It's going to be over 85 degrees, 3 to 4 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. That's really not going to affect anything. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Ryan O'Hearn of the Pirates for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Phillies and Baltimore taking on the Orioles. We got Brian Keller on the mound for the Phillies. We got Brandon Young on the mound for the Orioles. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Brian Keller on the mound for the Phillies. Even if you're not a Philly fan, you gotta pull for a guy like this. This guy spent 10 years in the minors, finally got his first chance in the majors last week, pitched 3 innings against the Yankees, only gave up a run. Here today, he's gonna be seeing a Baltimore Orioles lineup. They have been, in the last 30 games played, a bottom 10 offense versus right-handed pitching. Since the All-Star break, they've been very mediocre, very inconsistent. They've had a few big offensive innings. We saw that in Detroit. 2 games they did that one time. They put up like 6 runs on Kaider Montero. After that, it was like against that Tigers bullpen in the Scooble start. So they are still capable of having some explosive innings overall. Looking at the matchup and Brian Keller's pitch velocity, I can see this Orioles lineup get to him. He does struggle a bit with lefties down in the minors. This Orioles lineup will have a 6 projected. He's projected to have 6 lefties in the lineup here today. Like I said, lower velocity pitcher. There's a few guys that match up really well against him. I'm projecting Keller to get hit up in this one. Go about 3 to 4 innings where he gives up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Phillies bullpen, looking at the arms that's going to be available for the Phillies, I don't like this spot. Not to mention, since the All-Star break, this Phillies bullpen has been playing terrible. Coming in the games, letting up a bunch of runs. I see the arms available coming in this one, doing the same. Like I said, Keller's really not going to go too deep in this one, so you got to rely on the bullpen really early in this one game here today. On the other side, we got Brandon Young on the mound for the Orioles. This guy's been dominant this season for the Orioles. Their best starting pitcher. He has a 3.13 ERA. He has a 105 whip. He's been dominant since the All-Star break. All of his starts gone past the 6th inning, not giving up more than 2 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Phillies offense. I mean, they've been disastrous since the break. In the last 2 weeks, this team is batting 193, slugging 360. The bats have gone ice cold. Kyle Schwarber's not doing anything. Looking at the breakdown here today for Brandon Young, who's been dominant in his home starts. Over 12 home starts this season. He has an ERA sitting at 2.80. Looking at the matchup breakdown for him, he's had some dominant performances versus lineups that have been able to stack left-handed bats. I can see him coming out here today doing the same thing once again, handling this Phillies lineup. The lefties have gone ice cold versus right-handed pitching. The main guy that did match up well against him was Brandon Marsh. Other than that, I can see him coming out here today having a really good outing, going about 6-7 innings where he gives up a run or 2. Before we get to the Orioles bullpen, they've been playing really good since the break. Not to mention they got some good arms available. I see the arms coming out this Orioles bullpen coming in this game, shutting down these Phillies bats. This game is going to be out in Baltimore. It's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. Over 85 degrees, wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Orioles are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the White Sox in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got Eric Fetty on the mound for the Sox. We got Nick Martinez on the mound for the Rays. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Eric Fetty on the mound for the White Sox. This guy has really not been good for Chicago this season. I guess you could say he's been serviceable. He's a bona fide opener. He only goes 4 innings every game. After that, it becomes a bullpen day. Looking at the matchup breakdown here today for Eric Fetty, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup. For one, this is going to be a home game for the Rays. They're the best team in the majors at home. They're 40-16 at home this season. On the road, this team is 26-28. They're actually below 500 in their home games this season. Like I said, at home though, 40-16. They're dominant offensively, and the pitching overall goes up in their home starts. Looking at the breakdown for Fetty here today, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup. On the season, they're a top 10 team versus right-handed pitching. Granted, since the All-Star break, the bats have really gone cold. It's been like that across the board offensively. Since the break, we have had a lot of low-scoring games. A lot of teams offensively are not hitting the ball right now, but this White Sox team and the Tampa Bay Rays lineup are both 2 examples of that. Offensively, both of them have gone ice cold. Getting back to the breakdown, Eric Fetty here today is a right-handed pitcher. Primary pitch is the sinker. Hard hit rate coming into this game sitting at 46%. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup with 7 projected lefties in the lineup. Not to mention the batters from the left side and the right side all match up well against Fetty. My overall breakdown, I see him struggling. Going his regular 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to the White Sox bullpen, they've been good on the season, but they're highly taxed coming into it. Not to mention this White Sox lineup, just like we were talking about the Rays record at home versus on the road, this is a similar lineup. At home, the Chicago White Sox team is really good. On the road, they're actually very mediocre. I'm projecting the bullpen arms to come into this game here today for the White Sox and give up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Nick Martinez on the mound. This guy's been really surprising. He's having a career year here. 245 VRA, 110 whip. He's a sinker ball pitcher, very high ground ball rate. It's at 42%. The one thing that worries me about Nick Martinez is the hard hit rate. For the season, it's been up over 40%. For his last 6 starts, the hard hit rate sitting at 48%. We talk about it all the time. You never want to be a sinker ball pitcher, a guy that's relying on a lot of contact outs with a hard hit rate up over 40%, let alone 45%. Here today, he's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup. The slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching is still very well. Not to mention 8 projected lefties in the lineup. Nick Martinez does struggle a bit with lefties. I can see Murakami and Montgomery taking him yard here today. My overall breakdown for Martinez, he goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. Before we get to the Rays bullpen, that's very mediocre and taxed coming into it. I see the arms available coming for the Rays bullpen, coming in this one, giving up another run or 2. It's down in Tampa Bay. No weather to sway anything. It's in the dome. Let's get to the picks. Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on a run line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Jonathan Aranda of the Rays for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Diamondbacks in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Mitch Brett on the mound for the D-backs. We got Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guardians. Alright, getting straight into this one here, we got Mitch Brett on the mound for the Diamondbacks. The young left-handed pitcher's made 4 starts up to this point. He's looked like 4 different starters in all 4 of those starts. In his last 2 outings though, he saw a really good offense in the Nationals and got lit up. Then after that, he saw a really terrible offense in the Athletics and got lit up in that one as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cleveland Guardians lineup in the last 30 games played versus left-handed pitching. This is a bottom 5 team in the majors versus left-handed pitching in the last 30 games. Looking at the pitch breakdown for Mitch Brett versus this lineup, I couldn't see him having a decent game. He does have a decent fastball slider combination. There is a few guys in this Guardians lineup that have been struggling to hit the slider, especially off of lefties this season. My overall breakdown for him, I can see him going about 3-4 innings, giving up a run or 2, but nothing too crazy. After that, we'll get to this Diamondbacks bullpen pretty early. They're slightly taxed coming into it. They've been a decent bullpen overall, but they're slightly taxed coming into it. I can see the arms available for the Diamondbacks coming in this one, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Tanner Bybee on the mount. This guy's been really unlucky for the Guardians this season. He had a lot of really good starts, just gets no run support, has a 3.89 ERA, 118 whip, has a decent strikeout to walk ratio as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup. In the last 30 games, this is a bottom 10 offense versus right-handed pitching. Like I said, all the offenses across the board since the All-Star break have been playing terribly. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown and the lineup matchup breakdown for Tanner Bybee here today, I can see him having a decent start. The main guy he needs to worry about, Corbin Carroll. Other than that, I can see him coming out here today, having his regular quality start, going about 6 to 7 innings, where he gives up 2 runs before we get to the Guardians bullpen. Incredibly taxed coming into it. The arms that's going to be available for the Guardians coming out their bullpen today is going to come in this game and give up another 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this with a +8 home run percentage, very hitter friendly, over 85 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and it's not the most confident play for me on the board. It's a slight lean towards the Guardian here when it comes to picking a side. I slightly lean towards the Guardian, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I like the over 8 total runs much more. That's my favorite play in this game overall. Looking at the player prop, I do like Jose Ramirez of the Guardians here today for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Marlins in New York taking on the Mets. We got Jansen Junk on the mount for the Marlins. We got Freddie Peralta on the mount for the Mets. Alright, getting into this one here. The only reason yesterday I even had a decent day is because when the Marlins took the 1-0 lead early, like in the 4th inning, remember we picked the Mets yesterday. We were really confident on the Mets. Once the Marlins jumped out to that 1-0 lead, I went and live bet the Mets at +140, so that's the only reason it turned out to be a decent day for me. So shout out to the Mets. Here today, we got Jansen Junk on the mount for the Marlins. This guy's been terrible this season, 4.89 ERA. He has terrible splits versus lefties, just like what we said about Yuri Perez yesterday. He struggles in his road starts. For some reason, a lot of these pitchers, when they pitch in the dome primarily, we see that with the Blue Jays pitchers and a few of these Brewers pitchers as well. These guys that pitch in the dome, when they're not in the dome and they have to hit the road, they struggle. We saw that with Yuri, where that's the same situation here today with Jansen Junk. His numbers really go up when he's on the road this season. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown in the matchup form, lineup is going to be stacked with lefties. It's 7 to 8 projected left-handed bats in the lineup for the Mets here today. Not to mention they've started to come around versus right-handed pitching in the last week. I can see, looking at Jansen Junk's pitch mix, get hit up in here. He's a lower velocity pitcher, relies on a lot of contact, a lot of pop fly outs. It's going to be very hitter-friendly weather out there in Citi Field. I see him going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to the Marlins bullpen, in the last 30 games, they're a bottom 5 bullpen in the majors, not to mention their tax coming into it. I see the arms available for the Marlins coming in late, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Freddie Peralta on the mount for the Mets. This guy's been terrible for the Mets this season, not to mention this will probably be his last start as a Met. They're probably going to trade him next week. He comes into this game with a 4.99 ERA, 148 whip. The strikeout numbers are still there, but the walk rate is high as well. The hard hit rate sitting at 44% coming into it. He is a one-pitch pitcher. He's primarily throwing the fastball over 50% of the time. That's the reason he's been getting hit up. The velocity on the fastball is down this season, sitting around 96, 97. Last year it was around 99, sometimes clocking 100. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Marlins lineup. Their bats have started to come back alive after the 12-game losing streak they snapped last week versus right-handed pitching especially. We saw yesterday they got a few home runs off of Noah McLean. I see the same type of matchup here today for Freddie Peralta. I see him going about 6 innings, giving up a home run or 2, having a decent outing. Before we get to the Mets bullpen, they're actually in a much better place here today than they were yesterday. I really like the arms available for the Mets bullpen to come in this game here today. Maybe give up another run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this game rated with a +10 home run percentage. We have 8 to 10 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Carson Bench of the Mets for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Nationals in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Foster Griffin on the mound for the Nats. We got Bryce Elder on the mound for the Braves. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Foster Griffin on the mound for the Nationals. He has to be one of the biggest surprises this season out of any starting pitcher. 2.70 ERA, 103 whip, has a decent strikeout to walk ratio. He throws a sinker ball, has a really good ground ball rate. I talk about it all the time when Foster Griffin's on the mound. This guy legit throws 7 pitches when he's on the mound. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Atlanta Braves lineup. In the last 30 games played, this is a bottom 15 offense. Overall, they're a bottom 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. All the best bats are lefties. You did just get back Ronald Acuna, though, your best hitter versus left-handed pitching, but overall, doing the pitch mix breakdown and the matchup breakdown for Foster Griffin here today, who's had some decent starts against the Braves this season. I could see him going about 6 innings where he gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the Nationals bullpen here today, I actually like a few of the arms that's going to be available here today for the Nationals. I still see them coming in the game, giving up a run or 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Bryce Elder on the mound for the Braves. This guy has not been good this season. He does have an ERA sitting close to 4, the whip's at 125, but the hard hit rate sitting at 46%. This guy has terrible splits versus left-handed bats, not to mention his command and the walk rate has been going up. Today he'll be seeing a top 5 offense in the majors overall, not to mention a team that's been crushing right-handed pitching. This team is loaded with some really good left-handed bats. I see Bryce Elder getting hit up in this one, going about 4 to 5 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs. Before we get to the Braves bullpen, they're in a decent spot here today. I like the bullpen arms much better for the Braves than the Nats, but I could since they're going to come out in my projection, since they're coming into this game so early, the arms that's going to be available, I see them letting up another run or 2. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter friendly side, over 90 degrees, plus 11 home run percentage on Ballpark Pal. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Washington Nationals on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking James Wood of the Nationals to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Royals in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Michael Wacha on the mound for the Royals. We got Shagano on the mound for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this game here, this is a terrible matchup. This is like 2 garbage trucks colliding into each other. It's gonna be a mess, but might be still fun to watch. We got 2 starting pitchers on the mound that could definitely get hit up. Michael Wacha in his last 3 starts has an ERA sitting up over 5, hard hit rate sitting up over 44%. Here today, doing the pitch mix breakdown and the matchup breakdown for him. He's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup when they're at home versus right-handed pitching. They're a top 10 team versus righties. In their home games this season, they're batting .269, slugging .450. Doing the overall matchup breakdown, like I said, and pitch mix breakdown for Michael Wacha. Guys like Hunter Goodman, Mickey Moniak, all match up very well against them. Not to mention, the Royals played yesterday. The Rockies had off. The Royals had to travel from Minnesota out to Colorado. Yesterday, the bullpen arms came in and blew the game. They were up 3-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. No runners on, then load up the bases. Like I said, 2 outs. Give up the walk-off grand slam. Terrible. This Royals bullpen has been abysmal this season. I see the arms available for the Royals coming in this game, giving up another 3 to 4 runs. My overall breakdown for between Michael Wacha and the Royals bullpen, I see at least 5 to 6 runs being given up here today to the Rockies. On the other side, we got Shigano on the mound. This guy, I'll talk about it all the time. I am really surprised that when I look at his numbers, he has better numbers at Coors Field versus on the road this season for some reason. Looking at the matchup for him here today, he's going to be seeing a Royals lineup. Offensively, they've just been terrible in the last 30 games. Very mediocre since the All-Star break. I'm projecting Shigano, who's very comfortable pitching at Coors, to come out, have a good day, go about 5-6 innings, give up a run or 2 before we get to the Rockies bullpen. Terrible bullpen, but they're rested coming into it. I like the arms available for the Rockies to come in this game and shut down these Royals bats. This game is going to be out in Colorado. You guys know, very hitter-friendly weather. We do have 12 to 15 mile per hour winds though, blowing from the outfield into the diamond, making it a bit more pitcher friendly. Let's get to the picks. The Rockies are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 11.5. I do like the under 11.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Hunter Goodman of the Rockies to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Brewers in Los Angeles taking on the Angels. We got Shane Drohan on the mound for the Brewers. We got Ryan Johnson on the mound for the Angels. Alright, getting into this one. This is probably the most straightforward matchup in my opinion. We got Shane Drohan on the mound for the Brewers. The left-handed pitcher's been really good this season, 3.50 ERA, 118 whip, has a really good strikeout to walk ratio. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup, top 5 in the majors when it comes to striking out. Not to mention, despite being stacked with right-handed bats, 7 projected righties in the lineup, they have been a bottom 10 team versus left-handed pitching this season. Today, I see Shane Drohan coming out here today dealing, going about 6 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to the Brewers bullpen, they're in a decent spot to come in, maybe give up another run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Ryan Johnson on the mound for the Angels. He keeps filling in when there's injuries into the starting rotation. This guy's not good. He has a hard hit rate sitting at 52%. He averages 1.6 home runs per 9 innings. He has terrible splits versus lefties. Today, he's going to be seeing a Brewers lineup, 6 projected lefties in the lineup. Not to mention they're a top 5 team versus right-handed pitching. I'm projecting Ryan Johnson to get squashed in this game. Go about 3 to 4 innings where he gives up 3 to 4 runs. Before we get to the Angels bullpen, they're rested coming into it, but they're not a good bullpen overall. I still see the arms coming out this Angels pen coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3. Looking at the weather out there, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We have a small gust of wind, about 5 to 6 miles per hour, blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9. I got to say 6-3 game for the Brewers. I would lean towards the over 9 just in case there's like a blow up inning or the Angels bats come out here today. I would prefer the over 9 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Durang of the Brewers for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Tigers in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. We got Casey Mize on the mound for the Tigers. We got Jeffrey Springs on the mound for the Athletics. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Casey Mize on the mound for Detroit. This guy's been really good for Detroit this season. He has a 2.70 ERA, 105 whip. One thing that I really like about Casey Mize, and the reason I'm really like this spot for Detroit here today, playing in this small ballpark, he has a very low hard hit rate, sitting at 28%, and a very low home run rate. He's only averaging 0.4 home runs per 9 innings. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Athletics lineup. And the last 2 weeks, they've started to hit right-handed pitching much better compared to what they were doing their prior 30 days before that. But overall, doing the pitch mix breakdown for Casey Mize, a guy with a decent strikeout to walk ratio. I can see him coming out here today, having a really good start, going about his regular 6 innings, giving up a run. They do got Nick Kurtz back in the lineup, so they got Pop at the top of the lineup once again. You got guys like Butler hitting the ball pretty well in the last 2 weeks. I'm projecting Casey Mize to still have a quality start. Go about 6 innings, give up a run or 2, get to the backside of this Detroit bullpen. They have not been playing good since the All-Star break. We saw them blow that lead against the Orioles a few days ago, but besides that game, the Tigers bullpen's not been playing well since the All-Star break. They've been coming in the games, letting up runs every time they enter. Here today, seeing a terrible offense. Looking at the arms that's going to be available for Detroit, I can see them having a decent outing, coming out the bullpen, maybe giving up another run or 2. On the other side, we got Jeffrey Springs on the mound for the Athletics. This guy's really not been good this season for Sacramento. He is coming off one of his better starts of the season last week, but overall in his last 6 outings, he has an ERA sitting up above 10. Hard hit rate sitting up above 52%. He's averaging 1.8 home runs per 9 innings. Jeffrey Springs is a contact pitcher, a guy that relies on a lot of pop fly outs. It's going to be extremely hitter-friendly weather out there in Sacramento with the wind blowing out. That's going to backfire on him here today, like it's done so many times this season. Looking at the matchup for him, though, he's going to be seeing a Tigers lineup. On the season, they're a bottom 10 team versus left-handed pitching. But in the last week, they've started to hit lefties. We saw them get a few runs off of Trevor Rogers. They've also hit up a few other left-handed pitchers in the last week. I'm projecting this Tigers lineup to get to him here today. Guys like Tolkerson, Cold Keat, all match up well against Jeffrey Springs. My breakdown for Springs here today: 5 innings pitched, 3 runs given up. Before we get to the Athletics bullpen, they are absolutely terrible. They are taxed coming into it. I see the arms available for the Athletics coming in this one, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather, best hitting weather game on the schedule. We have 10 to 15 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Tigers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 10.5. I like the over 10.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Spencer Torkelson of the Tigers to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Twins in Seattle taking on the Mariners. We got Sebby Matthews on the mound for the Twins. We got Bryce Miller on the mound for the Mariners. Alright, getting into this game here. This is another very straightforward matchup in my opinion, just like that Brewers-Angels game. We got the Twins with Sebby Matthews on the mound. Sebby Matthews has had some decent spots this season. He still has an ERA up over 5. Hard hit rate still is up over 40%. He does struggle with lefties. Here today, he'll see a Mariners line with 7 projected lefties. Not to mention, I keep talking about it, all the offenses since the break have really been playing terribly. The one offense that's starting to catch themselves, starting to see a little life in the last week or so, has been this Mariners offense. We've seen the bats come alive. We've seen some pop. We've seen the home run swing come back for a few guys. I'm projecting this Mariners lineup to really get to Sebby Matthews here today. Like I said, the splits and the hard hit rate combination, not to mention he's primarily a fastball pitcher. There's a few guys that really match up well against them. I could see Luke Raleigh or Cal Raleigh taking him yard here today. My overall breakdown for Sebby, he goes about 6 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Twins bullpen, terrible bullpen overall. They've been playing decent overall recently, but their tax coming into it. I see the arms available for the Twins coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Bryce Miller on the mound. This guy's been dominant for Seattle, but since the All-Star break, he's been getting hit up. He's made 3 starts since the break, ERA sitting close to 6 in that time. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Minnesota Twins offense in the last 10 games played versus right-handed pitching. This team is batting 179, slugging 340. They've been absolutely terrible offensively. Yesterday, all their runs came off of 1 swing. Here today, looking at the pitch mix breakdown and the matchup for Bryce Miller, I see him dominating this Twins lineup, going about 6, if not 7, scoreless innings. Before we get to the Mariners bullpen, there's slightly tax coming into it. Possibly could come in this game, give up another run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this game rated, of course, the lowest offensive projections on the board, -6 home run percentage, 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blown from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Mariners are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the over 7.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Cal Raleigh of the Mariners for 2 total bases today. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Red Sox in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. We got Suarez on the mound for the Red Sox. We got Henriquez on the mound for the Dodgers. Alright, getting into this one here. This is the only benefit every once in a while of dropping these videos late. Last night when I was capping these games, doing all the graphics, they had Yamamoto as the listing starting pitcher for the Dodgers. This morning, it's some dude named Henriquez. I don't even know who the hell this is. He's on the mound for the Dodgers here today, the mystery man. Looking at his pitch mix breakdown when he was down in the minors and the velocity on all his pitches, I mean, today he's going to be seeing a Red Sox lineup. They just went to Sacramento, saw one of the worst pitching rotations in the majors in an extremely hitter-friendly ballpark, in a minor league ballpark, and did nothing offensively. Can this dude, Henriquez, come out here today and deal? I don't know. I'm just talking. Then, I don't even know what to really project him. Is he going to go 3-4 innings? I'm trying to read some scouting reports on him. He did go 5-6 innings usually in the minors, but I don't know. Here today, on the other side for the Red Sox, we do got Ranger Suarez. He is a left-handed pitcher. He's been really good this season. Started off slow, but really came along recently. He's going to be seeing a Dodgers lineup loaded with left-handed bats. Suarez does have good splits versus lefties. You still got Mookie Betts and Andy Pajas from the right side crushing left-handed pitching this season, but my overall breakdown for Suarez, he goes about 6 innings, gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the Red Sox bullpen, they're slightly taxed coming into it, but I still see the arms coming in this game, giving up another run or 2, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, for the Dodgers side, it's really hard to cap here today, but I do know this Dodgers bullpen is extremely mediocre. Their tax coming into it, the arms that's going to be available for the Dodgers will come in this game, let up a run or so. Not to mention, I do see the starting pitcher giving up another run or so himself. I like the over in this game, even though we got burnt on it yesterday. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We have a small gust of wind, about 6 to 7 miles per hour, blown from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Boston Red Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player props, again, Contreras at the Red Sox for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Yesterday the Pirates did not come through for us, so today we'll be restarting our ladder play with a $10 bet, and we'll be playing that $10 here today on the Colorado Rockies on the money line. We're getting them at -104. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Yordan Alvarez of the Astros, and we wrap up the parlay with Spencer Torkelson of the Detroit Tigers, a 2-leg $10 home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. It's our 3 favorite picks of the day, which is the Pirates on the money line. We're then going to play the Milwaukee Brewers on the run line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Detroit Tigers on the money line. Next up, we have another 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. We're then going to play the New York Mets on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with that Nationals Braves game total to go over 9 total runs. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. Let's end this month with a bang. Let's get this weekend started off right. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.